I want to thank you, Andrei Parubli, for can be by some turned into weapon. Each speaker, and I will start at my left. Opening intervention. I would ask or to make some very brief comments. So, Ираклي, Кобахиძе, and please, you introduce the topic.
Антикорупційний суд. Я хочу вам великим кроком для того, щоб Україна ставала більш
about the establishment of the Interparliamentary Assembly, and this is another demonstration of our strong will and enthusiasm to cooperate very strongly and to further advance the cooperation and friendship between our three nations. There is a historic ties existing between our three nations. There is a historic friendship, very emotional attitudes, and this cooperation will be based on these very important ties which are existing between our three nations. Of course, we have common challenges which are related especially to the territorial integrity. That is the common challenge for our three nations, and it makes very important for us to stand together, to apply different formats, to stand together to address our security challenges. And this interparliamentary dimension of our cooperation will provide another opportunity for that. We are all kind of victims of the Russian aggression. We have a special approach towards Russia. The Georgian government is implementing this approach, which is called the pragmatic policy. And this policy is supported, broadly supported by our Western partners. We have essentially changed our policy, our attitude to the Russian Federation. And we have achieved some progress in terms of relations with the Russian Federation. This progress is related to mostly to the humanitarian, economic relations. But as for the political progress, we have just zero progress in this regard. Russia remains to be an aggressive force, and we have a grave situation in both occupied regions, both in Abkhazia and former South Ossetia. The situation is particularly grave in terms of the human rights protection. The kidnapping of people happens on a regular basis. The recent death of our citizen, in the prison of Tskinvali, demonstrated that this conflict, it was demonstrated once again that the conflicts and or the situations in the occupied regions are not about the frozen conflicts. This situation leads to the deaths, to the human rights violation of the peaceful citizens. And that's why it is important for the international community to pay a special attention to the problems occurring in Abkhazia and former South Ossetia. We know that these similar problems faced by our friends from Ukraine, from Moldova, and again, for us it is very important that the international community stands with us, with our three nations, and the amalgamation of our efforts, the joint efforts of Ukraine, Moldova, and Georgia will ensure that the international community will pay more attention to our challenges and problems. Of course, we have to pay special attention to our domestic developments, and experience sharing is very important between our three nations. We are implementing different types of reforms. We are implementing democratic reforms, economic reforms, social reforms, in order to strengthen our countries domestically. Finally, these reforms are about the values. We want to establish the systems which are based on the Western values, which are based on the European values, and we believe that based on these reforms, finally our goals, our main strategic goals, foreign policy goals, will be achieved. We stand ready to share our experience with our friends from Ukraine and Moldova, and of course we are ready to get their experience for Georgia, which will be very valuable and very important for us. Again, we have the common challenges, we have the common goals, which are mostly related to the Western integration, which are related to the domestic reforms. And if we will stand together, and if the international community will stand together with us, we believe that we will succeed in our efforts, in our Western integration efforts, and in our domestic reform efforts. as for the Western integration, it's not just a matter of the political decision of the government. First of all, that's a value-based decision of the Georgian people. We believe, the Georgian people believes that we are the historically tied with the European family of nations, and that we share historically the values on which the European Union is based, and that makes our aspirations particularly strong. The Georgian people's support for the Western integration is very high. According to the different polls, the support is more than 70%, and according to the election results demonstrate that more than 90% of Georgians vote for those political parties which strongly support both the European and the Euro-Atlantic integration. Again, this is the value-based will of the Georgian people to become the full-fledged member of the European family of nations, of the Euro-Atlantic family of nations. And if we will stand together, if the international community will stand together with us, we believe that our goals will be achieved. I have mentioned the pragmatic policy towards Russia. The pragmatic policy does not mean that we don't have the red lines. We have a very strong red lines connected with the relations with the Russian Federation, with the pragmatic policy, and these red lines are connected to two main things. One is the territorial integrity of Georgia. This is the red line which will never be crossed by the Georgian people and by the Georgian government. And the second is the Western integration into the European and the Euro-Atlantic structures. So these are the clear priorities for us, and we will act according to these priorities which are identified by the Georgian people. Finally, I would like to thank my colleagues, Andrian, for their commitment. They are very supportive to our cooperation. They enthusiastically started working on our common cooperation, and today's act, the signature of the agreement about the Parliamentary Assembly, is a kind of the first culmination of our joint efforts, and I believe that our cooperation enthusiasm will be maintained, and we will be successful in this. Thank you.
Thank you very much.